Hi sis, hi lover. Get ready with me while I tell you about how I was raped 5 times by my biological father, and not only once did he get convicted. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm already wearing this dress. It's gonna serve as a base because it's really cold. So the first incident, right? Um, First incident happened one day. you know, how things started, because obviously things never just started as verbal abuse. I remember I was around 13, 14 years, around grade 8. My dad would just start making remarks, around my body, like he'd say stuff like, wa gola, matswala ga wa gola, o ba mosadi, stuff like that. And every now and then he would even get physical, as in like maybe I would be walking around the house and he would just spank me. And at this point I wouldn't really think that far of it, because I thought maybe it's just a dad playing with a daughter, stuff like that. But shortly after that, the remarks sort of matured or progressed into physical abuse, because even the verbal abuse started. He would call me like stupid, he would shout at me over like simple mistakes. I remember one day I had cooked, I made rice, and I went on to give him food. When I gave him food, he started shouting at me because apparently he wanted pap. I cooked rice, so I was now even called stupid. Like, when I was I don't want rice, blah 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 and stuff like that. Then soon after that, he started now physically abusing me. He would hit me, to a point where I would be so bruised that I would have to wear tracksuits to school just to cover up the wounds. Like, imagine a grade 8 learner rocking up to school in tracksuits. Ofisha during the summer, just so I would cover the wounds. I mean, the physical abuse would be so severe that I would suffer from internal bleeding. I mean, this guy abused me. I'm saying this guy because he's my dad, but at the same time, it's like, how am I even supposed to receive him as such? But yeah, he hit me to a point where now I even started having health complications, internal bleeding. Sometimes I would even cover up the wounds with makeup just so people don't see. I remember I started having heart problems, started having epilepsy. I actually live with epilepsy now because of the beatings that I had to endure from my dad. Then now, fast forward to grade 9 and grade 10. That is when the first incident happened. I remember I was in the house, the first sexual assault. He had just gotten home and I was just finishing bathing. He was wrapped in a towel. He came into the house when I was moving from the bathroom into my room. When he passed, I didn't mind him because I just thought he's going to the guest room, because the guest room is not really far from my room. And then I get into my room, I start applying lotion on my body. Mind you, now it means the towel is off, right? Then that's when he comes in and he's like, just starts trying to talk to me, having an argument. And then I start shouting at him because I'm like, can you get out? Like, can you see that I'm naked? Like, get out so that I can finish getting dressed. Like, I don't mind talking to you. Because he was trying to make a fuss about, hey, I'm trying to talk to you. You don't want to talk to me. Like, I'm in a way. And then, yeah, get out so that I can finish applying lotion over my body. And then we can talk. Before you know it, he pushes me back. onto my bed as I was still busy applying lotion, and before you know it, he penetrates me. Yeah, he just started doing what he was doing, and then he, for some reason, I don't know if it's because my body was just tinier than his or he let me, I managed to like slip off like from under him. Then I ran to my sister's room. I grabbed her gown. I ran down the street, and luckily, our pastors didn't stay that far from our house, and I ran to them, and then I just told them what had just happened. They received me, they comforted me, then they started giving me clothes. And mind you, my pastor's wife is a nurse, so she sort of checked to confirm, and when she checked me, she realized that indeed my genitalia was swollen, right? And then a little bit later on, when I was now calm, they took me home, back home, and now that is to do what? To confront my dad about what had just happened. And then when we got there, he, for some reason, just started denying it, started denying it. No, I didn't do that. I get it, he's already used to verbally abusing me and calling me names. So he sort of just tried to pin the whole thing onto me. He's telling them like, no, she's the one who came onto me. You know how these kids are like these days, blah, blah, blah. And despite the fact that my pastor's wife had checked and confirmed that my genitalia was swollen, they somehow just believed my dad over me. Then they left him with him at the house. I remember around this time, my mom was still working in Joburg. So I called her. I tried to explain to her what had just happened. But Liena, her first response, I think she was just still in disbelief. She's like, no, maybe you misunderstood what happened. Like, I don't know if it's that she couldn't receive it, or I don't know, maybe it was shock or what, but she didn't take it well. She took it quite lightly, but still nothing happened. My dad never really accounted for that. Then sharp, we move, fast forward 3 months later. I remember I had done a in and out into Venda with my dad. We were in the car coming back from Venda. He parks the car by the side of the road. He parks the car by the side of the road, and then he says, I'm gonna go pee, and then when he's done peeing, Magala, when he comes back, he comes the passenger side where I was sitting, and he rolls down the car seat where I'm sitting, and then he does it again. So he did it again. But he did it so quick. That when he was done, he was like, shh, don't tell anyone. And I just felt numb. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I didn't even scream. I just kept quiet the entire way back home. This was the second time, right? And then he told my mom again, tried telling her, nothing was done. And then he now on to the third time, right? I remember on this day we were actually at home. My little brothers were playing upstairs. I was actually in my room sleeping. And next thing I hear, I just feel I'm getting choked. Someone is choking me. He's on top of me. He did what he did. And then he left. He left the room. At this point, I had stopped telling my mom about this incident because I could see that he's either also scared of him or what, I don't know, because nothing is being done. So if my mom is too scared, if my pastors couldn't help, why not just take it and keep quiet, So yeah, just kept quiet about it. And fast forward. This is the